Hello and welcome to Gemstonetarot on a very sun coming in kind of day. This is your daily tarot reading for Monday, the 5th of June 2017. Ooh, hello there, Debbie. I'm using the Rider-Waite Tarot. I've got a rather strange bit of flyaway hair. And hopefully I'm not going to start sneezing halfway through the video. So thank you everyone for liking and sharing and subscribing. If you like this video, do remember to hit the like button as well. I know when I'm watching live stream, I don't always remember because I'm kind of involved in it. Hi Lara. I'm kind of like at the live stream and I think, oh yeah, I'll hit the like button because I did like it. So also, hi Elizabeth, my monthly videos are up. Hi Kathy. My monthly videos are up, finally, monthly for June 2017 for each astrological sign. Hi Annie. Ooh. It's been a long day. Hi Kevin. Hello. So I'm going to kind of be intuitive about it. I'm going to do some Rider-Waite stuff and then I'm going to kind of mix and match a little bit. Yes, Elizabeth, indeed. Are you Pisces? Okay. I'm going to mix and match some oracle cards as well. I'm going to reach over into the tarot cupboard because, hi Teresa. Ooh, Scorpio and Aries. That is a good match actually. Hi Laura. Hi Kelly, wow, it's nice to see you. Really nice to see you. I was thinking about you the other day actually. Right, so hopefully we will maintain a good connection and all will be well. Oh yes, we're going to have that one. So this is for Monday, the 5th of June. I kind of get the feeling whenever you need to be hearing this message is the right time for you. It might extend a little bit beyond it. Don't know why I think that. It's just a hunch. Just a hunch, people. This is for all astrological signs. Hi, Sandra. Oh. Hi, Jane. Oh, hi. Oh, let's have a look. And this one. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I feel happy. There's a little rainbow of about 5 cards here. Ooh. Yes. This also, I think, has something to do with the full moon, as most things do. The few days leading up to the full moon, the few days leading up, oh my god, the few days leading up to the full moon and the few days after the full moon. It's going to be one of those days, isn't it? Because the full moon, moon, okay, representing Pisces for some people. It is the astrological card for Pisces. So it may be more significant, but actually the full moon is going to affect all of us. So, Sagittarius full moon on the 9th of June, okay? This is a time when you're going to be inspired to find your higher and deepest, most personal truth. If you think of Jupiter and what Jupiter encourages us to do and the fact it's going to go direct as well, we are going to be either looking and seeking, or it's going to come to us whether we like it or not. So that may come in the form of external events. So in other words, you could be looking, you could be doing philosophy, you could be doing esoteric studies, you could be just thinking a lot, meditating, or just having little epiphanies. If you're not, it can sometimes be that other people shock you when it comes to a full moon, or other people behave erratically. We know there's that kind of myth, isn't there, of people behaving weirdly around the full moon. It is quite true. It's also quite a fertile time, so I'm just going to put that out there for people. If that's what you want, great. If not, you know what to do. Now we also have, and this is really nice, the Nine of Wands in the reverse. I feel that we're not going to be so guarded in the beginning of the week and coming up to this time of the full moon. I feel that we're going to be quite open, quite free, but also quite, what's the word? Discerning. You're not going to put up with pretense. You're not going to put up with things that aren't working for you. If you are in a situation where you're kind of putting up a front and someone else is putting up a front, that really isn't going to wash with this energy. Now this is interesting. We have the Eight of Cups in the reverse. This represents Saturn in Pisces. Saturn is the planet of hard knocks, hard lessons, taking things steady and tripping you up if you are in some kind of mode of pretense or if you're kidding yourself. Saturn will bring you right back down to earth. Whereas Pisces, more emotional, more willing to let things go, more fluid about boundaries. When Saturn comes to play in Pisces, emotional things, lines get drawn. Although this is in the reverse. This is in the reverse. To me, what this means, if this was the right way up like this, and it was the Eight of Cups, you can see this person is walking away. The cups are kind of standing there, and the person is like, I am done, and they're walking away. When it's in the reverse, you're either kind of, I am done, and then you come back 5 minutes later, you're not done. Or somebody thinks they were done and then they weren't, as in you can have a reconciliation. This could represent a reconciliation. I'm not sure, however, as with a lot of reconciliations, unfortunately, that it's a very good idea. I'm not sure. I'll say why in a minute. Also, with this energy, you may not have all of the facts in order to make that decision. Stick to what's inside here. Stick to the truth that's inside here. When you get to the full moon, yes, you will have more facts. Things will come out. But stick to what's inside here. Not the truth is out there, you know, whatever that was, X-Files, wasn't it? Truth's not out there, the truth is in here. Wouldn't have been quite such a good tagline, would it? That could be my tagline. The truth is in here. Right. Now then, the Hierophant in the reverse. This could represent for some people dealing with legal issues. That's quite a kind of a basic understanding of it. Although, yeah, Hierophant is legal if you look. There's the wig and all the rest of it and the stuff that we'd come to expect in the court system. It could be to do with any kind of authority or system, the council, teachers, education, politics, anything to do with that. Or to do with a Taurian. This person could be a Taurus, could be a legal system that's quite... Taurians are quite stubborn, like a stubborn autocratic system that you're trying to kind of navigate. If it's to do with relationship, it could represent separating legal issues, tying off ends, tying off finances, all that kind of stuff. And it may be that if you've made a deal with somebody, that you may go back on it, or they may go back on it. You may come up with something a lot better, but either way, you were drawing a line in the sand and it's like the sea came and just kind of washed it away. Now, you also have as well the Five of Swords. It's really bright in here. Five of Swords represents Venus in Aquarius. And it can be overthinking about a relationship. It can be overthinking about love. It can definitely be overthinking about a new prospect of a relationship. If you've got someone kind of on the peripheral, or you've just been on a couple of dates and you're not sure, this is the kind of sort of worry. This is overthinking again, overthinking things when you should be feeling them in here. If you're getting the intuition that something isn't quite right, yeah, just remember Saturn in Pisces. By all means, walk away and stay walking. Keep walking. Keep walking. Again, with the law issue, if it doesn't look right for you, do draw your line in the sand. If you need to go back on it and come back and do it again, do that. You can do. The law isn't actually that different to relationships. It's kind of a very similar thing, to be honest with you. Now, I'm looking at my cards and kind of getting excited. Ooh, yes. Sonia Coquette. Ask your guides. I'm quite loving these cards at the moment, and I'm reading her book, which is called Ask Your Guides. Which is quite weird because I don't think it relates to the card deck. Hey ho. But it's very interesting. Okay, let's have a look. Oh yes, you're hiding. And that one. Let's see. I might take another one actually as well. Kind of into these at the moment. Yeah. I'm going to take a third one. I actually love that card, even though it's a difficult card. Let's have a look. Ooh. You. First card we get from Sonia Coquette, Ask Your Guides, is, thanks Shauna, Guardian Angels. Now this is the Death card. Now obviously this card at the moment here in the UK, this is quite a meaningful card. We're experiencing some real difficulties, which I'm trying not to talk about too much. One, because it's really upsetting, and two, because we've got this sort of policy of business as usual, stiff upper lip in the UK, and being determined to keep going. But nevertheless, obviously it is something that's around at the moment, and also it's around for lots of people just in terms of coming up to the full moon. You may find if you've got issues with either bereavement or things passing out of your life, or just the end of one transitional period and into another one, or children leaving home, or whatever it is, you may find sometimes with the full moon energy, because of the truth aspect, it can be quite raw, but it's very genuine. Just as grief is raw and very genuine and can't be sidestepped, it does have to be gone through Robert Frost. So this is out there. It's quite a beautiful card. It is a beautiful card. And of course there are new beginnings. There are seeds of new beginnings in it. But nevertheless, it's a bit like this as well. Some days you feel you've got closure. There never is closure. But then other days you realise that you keep going on your horse, don't you? And you take things with you. Again, we get Epiphany. I hope you can see these cards okay, because it's quite Bobby Dazzler in here. And Epiphany, if you can see, someone is kind of leaping out of a lotus flower. I think that's a lotus flower. That's about the extent of my flower knowledge. Let me know, is that a lotus flower? I think so, because it does represent Epiphany, doesn't it? This is, I feel, a rather slow epiphany. Rather than bingo, where it's a light going on in your head, it's more of a slow epiphany coming up to the full moon, when the truth will actually kind of burst, is the way that I get it. Until then, it's like a burgeoning, like the moon. It's like a burgeoning and then a burst of self-knowledge and knowledge of the facts that you need to know. Now you also get as well competition. This is a really interesting card. You see this is like a tug of war. And I feel this competition will actually be with yourself. I feel that coming up to this kind of full moon energy, that the competition will be between truth and pretense. Sometimes when we get kind of flavours of the truth, you know, this is like about the moon. You know when you sort of, the clouds part and you see a bit of the moon. If you think of that as truth, and then they kind of slide back over again, and all you've got is borrowed light and shadows. Sometimes it's a lot easier to live in borrowed light and shadows. But a full moon doesn't really allow that. It kind of goes bing, boom. It's like a great big spotlight on all the things that you were trying to shove under the rug. And I think you're going to be in competition with yourself for being in denial and being in truth. I mean, that's a very human tension, isn't it? And quite understandable, as in humans aren't linear. You can't just be in one thing or the other. In all truth, there's usually a bit of denial. In all denial, there's truth. It's a bit of yin and yang. Right, I am looking. I'm not going to say Sacha Baron Cohen, which is what I always say for these cards. Colette Baron Reid. Colette Baron Reid. Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. Gorgeous, beautiful, lovely oracle cards. This is a really interesting reading, isn't it? It's quite a deep reading. Ooh, I saw you. Yeah, and it has to be you. Oh, I like that one. That makes total sense as well. We get the Arrow Master. Look at that. And this is hitting the mark, intention and detachment. Now, Sagittarius, the Archer. That's what I feel this is as well. And the moon is in the back of this card. I feel that this truth and this kind of slow, I don't know if epiphanic is a word, is it? It may be. I'm going to use it, okay? This slow epiphanic revelation is going to make us very, very, once it all clears, we're going to be very, very clear. It's like, we're going to know what we're aiming for, because we're going to know what we don't want. We're going to know what we won't accept. It's actually a fabulous energy. I like that. Also reminds me of Legolas. See what I mean? That was Orlando Bloom, wasn't it? Nice. Now it also says intention and detachment. We do need to have our intentions to be clear, and obviously look up full moon rituals. You can make intentions around the time of the full moon. You can do all sorts of rituals. I won't put my my full moon my full moon video on that I did before, was that crazy woman dancing around, which was actually quite cool. But have a look, Google full moon rituals. Just be careful on the images side of it, because honestly, all sorts comes up. Believe me, I know, that you really don't want to see. Ooh, that's very interesting. Ooh. Heart of the Fairy Oracle, we get the Returning. Number 20. Number 20, what am I about? Number 65. I'm actually reading it backwards off the screen. I'm just going to check that, because actually I don't know if that one's ever come up before. Most of these cards never come up. Oh, this is incredibly good. Ooh. Okay, lovely. Profound change, new perspective and new understanding. This is, if you think of yourself, is it? Oh my God, that's really observant. It is the same picture as on the front of the book, and it's never come up. It must be very significant. This card, if you think of yourself as going out of a room and coming back into a room, and everything being different, not because anything in the room has changed, but because your perspective has completely changed in the interim period. So if you think about the slow epiphany coming up to the full moon time, you'll be going up to the full moon in one frame of mind. Oh my God. And coming back from the full moon in another. Also with the treasure of new truth to go with it. I say that slightly with the treasure of new truth because moon in Sagittarius also, a full moon in Sagittarius, does often reveal truths about relationships. If you've been having some misgivings about somebody, if you've got trust issues with somebody, if you've been wondering whether somebody's kind of up to something or not, you're going to find out around the time of the full moon. And also the returning for me in this context does actually mean there may be exes coming back around the time of the full moon, but they'll be telling you things. They'll be telling you truths that you might even not want to hear, even though you've been dying to know them for a long time. That makes sense. You know, you go through that phase of thinking, I wish I could know, I wish they would just tell me. And then when they're on the verge of telling you, you think, no, don't tell me, I can't cope with it, and I don't want to know. Now, I'm just going to draw a couple of love cards, which, you probably hear loads of crashing, are in the tarot cupboard. Chuck Spezzano. Oh yes. Make sure we've got all of the love pack. Let's do a bit of Chuck Spezzano. Oh yes. It's going to be one of those actually off the top. I never take cards off the top. So yeah, people, do check out your monthly readings as well. I've got all 12 signs up now on my site, and they're all quite juicy readings, I have to say, particularly Aquarius, Gemini and Virgo, and Leo actually as well, and Sagittarius. All of them were pretty deep readings. And some of the cards came up as well for different people, so it must be about sun, moon and rising. Ooh. Okay, this is fabulous. This is fabulous. Love card, romance. So this full moon is going to clear and have the potential for romance. Beautiful, simple, lovely. Take your chance on romance. Take your chance if you can to get out just for a walk with somebody, cook a meal with somebody. If you're single, change your profile picture. It's almost the same thing, you know. Put a different filter on it. Ooh, a blind date for Elizabeth. I like it. I like it. That's exactly it. Okay, well, it looks like Elizabeth. You get come hither. Come hither is a card that means that you are a bit full of hither. A bit full of hither. In other words, you've got it going on. You don't have to actually do much. You're quite magnetic at the moment. Ideal if you're going on a blind date. And ideal in a relationship as well. Doesn't matter. Come hither. I actually really love this card. I was going to say something about a heart-shaped bush, but it reminds me of Samantha in Sex and the City. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? I really hope they do. That's such a funny episode, isn't it? Oh, yes. Okay. Now, the only thing, people, holding us back, from this, whatever that means to you, and the romance, and a little bit of something, something, as they say, is fear. See, this person has fear. And what do they fear? They just fear the bogeyman here. God, I'm rhyming a lot at the moment. How am I rhyming? I tell you, when I get quite, what's the word, channely, I do rhyme a lot. God, I'm going to start rapping in a minute or something. God, I hope not. This person fears this behind them, which isn't actually real. It could be that you've been burnt in a relationship before, It could be just simply, you know, sometimes if you do meet someone, like say you are going on a blind date and you meet someone and they're actually not gross, then, you know, and you have that spark and you really get on, your first thought is, oh my God, they're going to think I'm gross, or they're not going to like me, or, you know, whatever it is, or, oh, don't try and tamp that down, okay? Because the cards are good. The cards are good for love. Come hither. And romance. Do you know what? I'm going to draw a couple of romance angel oracle cards because they're so nice. Let's hope I don't spoil it, people. We're on a roll. So Doreen Virtue with the lovely gold-sided cards. Love that. Yeah, Elizabeth, you're going to have to leave a comment on one of the dailies and let me know how that blind date goes. I want to know. I hope it's good. Can't beat a good blind date. Let's have a look. Ooh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Oops. Has anybody noticed that none of the cards have fallen on the floor today? Yes. Okay. I want one more clarifier for that, please, Doreen. I'm kind of thinking of Doreen as like a spirit guide. Well, she is, isn't she? Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. You deserve love. Welcome to you too. You deserve love. That is nice. Take this fear out of the equation because you deserve love. That's what makes those ghosts and ghouls go away. The feeling that you deserve love. Even if you're on a blind date and they're hot as anything, if you feel that you deserve love, you will come across more confident. That's nice. Now we also get deception. For some of you, this is an issue. It says someone in this relationship is wearing a false mask. Be careful. There's two ways to look at this. One, if you're in a relationship already, it may be that someone is not being their true and authentic self, or they're actually hiding something from you. To be honest, with the rest of the cards here, I don't so much get that. I mean, we've got the Eight of Cups in reverse. That can be a kind of walking away. We do have the Moon. Around the edges of things, there is a little bit of illusion, delusion, but I don't think it's full on. I don't even want to say the Seven of Swords because it hasn't come up. It's like Hamlet, isn't it? But for those of you who are single, Elizabeth, blind date, just be careful that you're being your authentic self, because sometimes fear, particularly in a new relationship or even in an established relationship, makes us put on a mask. Fear makes us think that if we can defend ourselves, if we can put up armour, if we can pretend we don't care, or if we can pretend on a blind date that we're super confident when actually we're really nervous, just say, hi, really pleased to meet you. God, I'm feeling a bit nervous. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. Honesty is a very beautiful, very attractive, very come hither kind of thing. And we get romantic feelings. Nice. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. That's really cool. Now, when it comes to romantic feelings and they're being real and worth exploring, it doesn't just mean I really love someone, that's real and worth exploring. It can also mean that if you are feeling a certain way in a relationship, you can honour that feeling. It is worth exploring. Don't keep putting a mask on it and trying to make it go away. If you feel really angry, you can say just as easily as I feel really nervous, you just say, God, I feel really angry. I feel really, really, really angry. It's really hard to control myself at the moment. I just want to blow, or whatever it is. That is exploring your feelings. It doesn't all have to be hearts and flowers. I mean, those are quite easy to explore, aren't they? Because they're little lovely gifts. Very nice. Now, I'm looking. I don't know what I've done with them. Oh, yes. Looking for my Healing with the Angels Oracle cards. We're going to have one of these today, people. So like I said, this energy at the moment, it may go further than just Monday the 5th. This is a kind of preliminary full moon reading, is what I'm saying. Ooh. Yeah, it kind of has to be you. Ooh. We get study. Now I've put a little rainbow actually on this reading as a little icon of a rainbow. Some of us, this searching for truth that we're doing around the time of the Sagittarius moon, we are literally undertaking esoteric study, philosophical study, could be any kind of academia or anything that kind of leads you towards truth. I like that. It's going to have a spiritual element to it. If you can see, there are wings behind here. It will take on a more spiritual element. Oh, I sounded quite more spiritual element then. That's quite country, isn't it? I'm going to choose one more of those. Oh, you. Hiding in the shadows. Who are you? Ooh, I like it. And we get Archangel Michael. I kind of see Archangel Michael as the kind of greatest hits archangel. So in other words, it's probably a really bad and flippant way to see it. If I want to ask for something, let's say I'm doing a full moon ritual, I will ask Archangel Michael. That's my go-to person. That's my go-to asking angel, because I've always heard that Archangel Michael can cope with the wishes of all of the people at the same time. So when it comes to the full moon, if you do any of the rituals that are to do with just asking for guidance, asking for help, asking for an angel to take the burden off you, ask Archangel Michael. Ask away. Shoulders like a planet. He can cope with it. It's nice, actually. And then all you have to do when it comes to the full moon is just kind of wait and see what drifts back to you. See what signs come through to you and then interpret them. It could come in a really weird way. You could study just a little bit. You could do a tiny bit of full moon kind of research and see how it might come to you. It could come to you in a song, a sign, something you hear, someone you meet, anything like that. So I know there's a saying in A Course in Miracles, what you can't alter, put it on the altar. If you can imagine Archangel Michael with an altar, what you need to alter, put it on the altar, and then truly let go of it. See how it comes back to you. Nice reading, people. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button and that bell, the notifications bell, which I've learned about recently from Baruch, who did a video on notifications, which I didn't know about. I'm quite embarrassed to say. Yeah, hit the subscribe, hit the bell. If you want a private reading, you can book in the description box below and check out your monthly readings. Also, I've done a weekly reading for, now when is it? The 3rd of June to the 10th of June. And it's time stamped for each astrological sign, so you can find your own, whatever it is, and you can do your sun, your moon and your rising. Okay, so thank you everybody. Namaste to you too. Okay, bye.